Jahi responds to cold stuff. I don't understand how a brain-dead person can do.
It began as a routine surgery, one that should have made a teenager's life better. In December 2013, 13-year-old Jahi McMath entered Children's Hospital Oakland for a tonsillectomy. She had sleep apnea, a condition that made her stop breathing in her sleep, and doctors believed surgery could help. Her mother, Nayla Winkfield, kissed her on the forehead before the operation. Neither of them imagined it would be the last time Jahi would ever speak. The procedure seemed normal, but hours later, something went terribly wrong. Jahi began bleeding from her mouth and nose, not a trickle, but a steady flow. Her mother begged the nurses for help. Blood pooled on the floor. Jahi gasped for air. By the time doctors returned her to surgery, her heart had stopped. She was resuscitated, but never woke up again. When the machines finally steadied, a neurologist delivered the news no parent can comprehend. Jahi was brain dead. Before we continue, subscribe to Medical Crime Files, because the stories we uncover show what happens when medicine and morality collide. The diagnosis was clinical, final, and according to California law, irreversible. Doctors told the family that Jahi was legally dead. Her heart still beat, but only because machines kept it going. To the hospital, she was a body without life. To her mother, she was still her daughter. Nayla refused to accept it. "She's warm," she told reporters later. "She's breathing. How can she be dead?" The hospital wanted to withdraw the ventilator and release the body. The family went to court, desperate for more time. Outside the ICU, supporters and activists gathered, some praying, others demanding Jahi be allowed to rest in peace. Inside, Nayla kept talking to her daughter. She held her hand. She played her favorite music. She whispered prayers into her ear. And then, something happened that would divide the world. One afternoon, in a quiet hospital room, Nayla recorded a video. You can hear excitement in her voice.
Very good. You got it up. I'm so proud of you, Jahi. Can you move your hand again? Move your hand so we can see it. Move it hard, too. Come on, Jahi. Very good.
Very good, Jahi.
Look, the thing fell on her hand. I'm
Very good.
That's very good, daughter. We can see you, Jahi.
In another clip,
Are you recording me?
Mm-hmm.
Kick your foot, Jahi. Move your foot. Come on, Jahi. We're watching. I see you wiggling your toes, buddy. Kick. Move the foot. Move the whole foot. Come on, Jahi. You can do it. Come on. Try your hardest. I see you move your toes, but you have to kick your foot. Come on, girl, kick that. Very good. Oh, so proud of you, boo. That is so good, Jahi. I know that takes a lot.
in the footage, her hand seems to twitch, her toes appear to move. To her family, it was proof. To the hospital, it was muscle reflex, nothing more. But to millions who saw it online, it raised an impossible question. Could a girl declared brain dead still respond to her mother's voice? As the video spread, media outlets across the world picked up the story. Some called it a miracle. Others called it denial. But what no one could ignore was the emotion on Nayla's face, a mother clinging to hope in the face of science. Behind the scenes, the legal battle escalated. The hospital maintained its stance. Jahi met every legal and neurological criterion for brain death. No brain activity, no blood flow, no reflexes independent of machines. California's law was clear. Once declared brain dead, a person is legally deceased. Continuing life support, they argued, was futile. But Jahi's family saw something else. They believed those small movements meant her soul and her will were still present. Their attorney argued that pulling the plug against their faith would violate her civil rights. The court ordered a temporary restraining order, preventing the hospital from removing her from life support until a final decision could be made. Every hour felt like a borrowed miracle. As Christmas approached, the case split public opinion. Medical experts lined up to defend the hospital. Religious and pro-life advocates rallied behind the family. The question wasn't just about Jahi anymore. It was about what it means to be alive. Finally, a judge ruled that the hospital could release the body to the family, but not continue treatment in California. Jahi was legally dead in that state. If they wanted to keep her alive, they would have to take her somewhere else. Naila made a choice few parents ever face. She arranged for a private medical transport, funded by donations, to move her daughter across the country. Destination, New Jersey, one of the only US states where brain death can be disputed on religious grounds. In the cold January night, Jahi was wheeled out of the hospital, where doctors said she no longer existed, her ventilator humming softly, her mother's hand never letting go. What do you think when a mother sees movement that doctors call impossible? Is it hope or denial? Tell me in the comments and make sure you're subscribed, because in the next chapter, this story takes a turn no one saw coming. The ambulance that carried Jahi McMath from California to New Jersey traveled 3,000 miles through the night. Inside, a ventilator kept air flowing into her lungs. Monitors tracked every heartbeat. And beside her, her mother, Naila Wingfield, never stopped whispering. "Mummy's here," she said. "You're going to be okay." New Jersey became their refuge, one of the few states that allowed families to reject a brain death diagnosis on religious grounds. Under its law, a person could remain on life support if doing so aligned with their faith. To California, Jahi was legally dead. To New Jersey, she was alive, a patient with rights, care, and insurance coverage. Her mother moved into an apartment near the hospital. She decorated Jahi's room with family photos and bright blankets. Doctors adjusted her ventilator. Nurses cleaned her wounds. Therapists gently stretched her limbs to prevent stiffness. Months turned into years. Jahi's story faded from headlines, but not from her mother's daily routine. Every morning, Naila arrived at her bedside. She spoke, sang, and prayed. She recorded dozens of videos, believing they showed Jahi's progress. A hand twitch, a toe movement, a faint reaction to touch. Medical experts remained divided. Some neurologists insisted those movements were spinal reflexes, automatic responses with no link to consciousness. But other doctors, invited by the family, claimed her brain activity didn't fit the profile of complete brain death. A 2018 report from a neurologist hired by the family even suggested Jahi might have entered a minimally conscious state, not awake, but not entirely gone. Science couldn't agree. For Naila, the debate never mattered. She believed her daughter could still hear her. She showed reporters notebooks filled with dates, notes, and tiny observations. Moments she believed proved Jahi's awareness. She would move her hand when I told her to. Naila said later, she would try to turn her head. "That's not a reflex. That's my baby listening to her mother." The two of them built a quiet, suspended world. While the rest of her family lived between hospital visits and court hearings, Naila lived in a loop of care, suctioning tubes, checking vitals, speaking into silence. Years passed like that. Each year, her mother marked another birthday. She was still on a ventilator, still fed through a tube. Her mother planned for her birthday each year, buying balloons and cupcakes, even though her daughter couldn't eat or blow out the candles. But in June 2018, 5 years after the operation that changed everything, that fragile world collapsed. Jahi developed liver failure after surgery to remove cysts. Her body couldn't recover. At a hospital in New Jersey, the monitors that had sustained her for nearly half a decade finally went quiet. She was 17 years old, months away from turning 18. In the weeks that followed, her mother sat down for an interview, raw, unfiltered, still grieving. Her voice trembled as she described how doctors had, in her view, given up too soon. She said she never believed Jahi was gone, that she saw her move, that she saw her fight. Those small moments, the hand that seemed to squeeze, the foot that kicked, became her reason to keep going. She spoke about the long years away from home, living between hospitals, paying for equipment, fighting courts that called her daughter a corpse. But above all, she talked about faith, about how she believed God had told her to keep fighting for her child, even when others called her delusional. To her, belief wasn't denial. It was love in its purest form. For the medical community, the case of Jahi McMath became one of the most debated in modern history. Doctors saw it as a legal nightmare, a case where science said one thing and the law said another. Bioethicists saw it as a warning that brain death, once considered absolute, could no longer unite medicine, religion, and emotion. And for parents around the world, it became something deeper, a reflection of what it means to love beyond logic. Even now, years later, the arguments haven't stopped. Was Jahi truly gone in 2013? Or was her family right that she lingered, trapped between two worlds? Medical journals have published case studies. Legal scholars still cite her name in debates about the definition of death. And yet, for her mother, there's no question. She wasn't gone, Naila said quietly. She was just waiting for us to believe in her. When Jahi McMath finally passed away in 2018, her family didn't hold a funeral for a lost cause. They celebrated a daughter they believed had defied science for 5 years. Her mother said she wanted people to remember Jahi, not as a headline or a lawsuit, but as a symbol of how love refuses to let go. If you've watched this far, thank you. If you believe Jahi's story should never be forgotten, share this video and subscribe to Medical Crime Files. Because behind every medical ruling, there's a family still fighting to be heard. You're watching Medical Crime Files. Trust betrayed.